Hello, thank you for joining me. My name is Muthoni Mukiri and this is Muthoni's Mission. So, it took me a whole year to start my YouTube channel, like a whole year. And during that year, I was busy doubting myself and that negative self-talk, you know, that voice in your head that tells you can't do it. And there was a number of reasons. There were a number of reasons why I delayed so much. And the first reason was because I wasn't confident in my English. Yes, that is so petty. Yeah, so I've worked for Inoro TV for a long time for a vernacular channel, and I felt my English has been influenced so much by my Kikuyu. I didn't want to be Marikweda Makarudi here, rararara. I was also scared of the English teachers on social media who tell you, hey, what are you saying? Where did you go to school? I was scared of that. Imagine that petty. Number two, I didn't know people would identify with this content I do here, the emotional talks, the emotional wellness, the healing things that we do on this channel. I felt people wanted things to do with makeup, maybe posting my boyfriend on a billboard on his birthday, those surprises, my day-to-day life. I did not know how people would take such content, and that held me back for so long. I didn't believe in myself. I did not. I knew this is what God wanted me to do. This is the kind of content I read about. But that negative self-talk of Muthoni, are you seriously going to embarrass yourself like this? What are you doing? What is wrong with you? Okay, seriously, you think someone will stop watching another makeup show or a cooking show to watch you talk about self-esteem and self-love? Like, I had a lot of that in my head, and that's exactly what I want to talk about today. Self-sabotage. You know, how sometimes we are our own enemies and how sometimes we hinder our own progress. How we want to accomplish things and we don't accomplish them and we wonder why. You know, what is stopping us? Shooting yourself in the foot, literally. So during that time when I did a lot of rehearsals, a lot of English rehearsals. I spoke to myself like a mad person, like I needed to prepare, and I really wanted to challenge myself. I decided I will not do it in Kikuyu, I will do it in English because I can, and because other people have done it. And that's how I started. There's this thing I do. When I see very successful women, maybe driving nice cars, top 40 under 40, they have successful families, successful careers, I usually tell myself, Muthoni, these women have no extra organ. They have everything you have. The difference is they believe they deserve it. Whatever they have, that success, you know, that happy family life and all that, they believe they deserve it and they go for it. So we're talking about self-sabotage. What you do today should either be leading you towards or away from your goals, from what you've set for yourself. Welcome to Muthoni's Mission. Today we're talking about self-sabotage and calming that voice in your head. So, I have been reading so much about self-sabotage because, like I've told you, like I have that negative voice in my head, and I've been learning to, you know, to turn it into a positive voice and to turn it into something that will benefit me. That voice of, you can't do it, Muthoni, what is wrong with you? Stick to your lane, you know, wachia wala mademu wako nini nini. And I decided I will go for it, because why not? So, today we are learning about not standing in your way, you know, how to go for what you want and have to have that positive energy. So I want to talk about, there are three or four ways that we sabotage ourselves. Mimi niko kwa zote. Like I've been reading so much about self-sabotage lately because it's really important to me that I achieve my goals and that I work towards them. So the first way we self-sabotage is procrastination. Postponement, procrastination, waiting for the deadline, like waiting for deadlines. I am so notorious about this, especially kama tax, like that June deadline for filing your tax returns. I'm running the last minute, I am late, I have to pay for fine, and most of us have found ourselves in these situations. Nitajaza to the last month, there's still time, you know what. And you know why we postpone and why we procrastinate a lot is because we are avoiding negative emotions and discomfort at that point. But what we are not realizing what we don't realize is when you go through that discomfort and that negative emotion, it will lead you to positive emotions and happiness. Like, we just look at temporary discomfort, but we don't look at the end result. So I've learned to set deadlines for myself. And I said, I remember in what episode was that, where we were talking about self-esteem, where I said the most important promise is the one you keep to yourself. Me, I said I will not be breaking my promises. I'd rather break your heart. Okay, not your heart. I'd rather break my promise to you, but not to myself. So I decided to set deadlines for myself. It's okay, I will go through that, temporary discomfort, but I know after that, I'm okay. Like, I'm happy, I'm, satisfied. Procrastination is the first one. Number 2, perfectionism. Perfectionists. Saseni? How's your day? Perfect. There's never anything like perfect. There's never anything like perfect. Perfection and perfect is an impossible standard that we put on ourselves. You're waiting to have the right abilities, skills. You're waiting to have the right amount of money, for the right weather. You're waiting for the right everything. Nothing will ever be perfect. You just have to take that leap and do what you need to do. And that is why life is beautiful. Even everything was white in color, that's boring, man. We need some color here, some color there, some black here, some red here, So, perfectionism. So, someone special bought for me this book, How to Be Happy Without Being Perfect by Alice D. Doma, PhD something. Yeah, how to break free from the perfection deception, because it is a lie. Nothing will ever be perfect. I've been reading it. It's amazing how we think we can only be happy when things are linear, and things will never be linear. So perfectionism. Now, before I started my YouTube channel, I was waiting for a time where I'd rehearse so much English that I would start swinging, or I'd start sounding like, that slang, that urban slang Englishy thingy. It would never get to that time. I am a Kikuyu. I have vernacular background in a Kikuyu channel, and I'm proud of it, and it's gotten me this far. And I'm happy that I can be able to communicate effectively and, pass a message across. So, how to be happy without being perfect. Things will never be perfect. And like I said, what you're doing today should either lead you towards your goal, or it's either leading you towards your goal or away from your goal. So for example, if you want to have lost 20 kgs by the end of next year, maybe a year from now, what are you doing about it right now? Are you taking a lot of water? Have you started taking more fruits? Or are you still just the same way, waiting for results a year from now? What are you doing about it now? If for example you want to buy a home 5 years from now, what are you doing about it today? Are you learning to manage your finances? Are you reading real estate magazines? Are you going around looking for places you'd like to live? Are you? Or are we waiting for times where someone tried to sell you a shamba for 50K? Now it's going for 1.5 and you're here full of regrets, So perfectionism. Things will never be perfect. Things will never be linear. It's the beauty of life. And sometimes I say, God, like even for my YouTube channel, I remember I fasted for a day, like before I launched. I remember my sister and my boyfriend laughing at me because I can be crazy and I'm ugwati fasting. They couldn't believe it. But then, God will never give you temptation that you cannot handle. You will get temptation and the strength for that temptation. So things will never be perfect. You just have to go for it. So number 3, another way that we self-sabotage is through this one. Negative self-talk, that crazy voice in your head. You are a failure. You remember what happened to you 3 years ago? What do you think will happen? Especially when it comes to relationships, not even intimate ones, even with our family members, with our colleagues, we have a lot of self-talk. Sometimes we have your negative, that critic voice. It starts from 0 to 100. Now this one is behaving how? Now the next thing he will do is do what? He might even take me to the police. You go from 0 to depression, because of that voice in your head. And the way to conquer that voice in your head is by self-compassion, by being kind to yourself, by understanding that's like a third party. What do you want to do? What I want to do as Muthoni, I want to start a YouTube channel. I want it to be about emotional wellness. I want it to be about this. Full stop. So this is a voice that's telling me, what is wrong with you? You think you'll be better than people you found there? You think your English will match up? Why don't you just do it in Kikuyu? Just stick to your lane. That voice is so bad. It stops us. And mostly why we have that voice is because of our past experiences, maybe failures we've encountered, hurt you've gone through, and it reminds you of ugly places you've been to, and it instills fear and puts fear, so you're not able to move forward. So challenge that negative talk. I spoke about it when I was talking about that episode I did about self-esteem. Challenge those. I tried to challenge them. I decided, that negative talk was like, so fanya tu na Kikuyu. I said I won't. Kwani wale wanafanya na Kizungu wakona. I was like, why? Why should I do it in Kikuyu? I can also do it in English, So, negative self-talk, that's the worst of them all. Negative self-talk mostly affects our relationships. And so you find someone who's treating you so well, maybe a boyfriend or a girlfriend. You feel there's something wrong with that, but mostly it's because you feel inadequate. You don't believe you're worth of that treatment. You don't believe you're worthy of love. You don't think you should be getting good treatment. You understand? But mostly, like I've said, it has a lot to do with self-esteem and knowing what you're worth. Because you cannot be successful. You go for success. You work so hard towards getting that house because deep down you know you're worthy of that home. So you have to first know you're worthy of what you want and then work towards it. You get? So you first have to change your mindset. Work on your self-esteem, work on your self-love. Watch the previous videos I've done. So what do you need to do? Self-reflection. You need to reflect on your past. Look at things that happened to you before, maybe a job you lost, an opportunity that slipped by, and look at what would you have done differently. Look at what you want to accomplish 2 months from now, 3 months from now, a year from now. Are you busy postponing? Procrastination. Are you busy waiting for the perfect moment? Perfectionist. Do you still have that negative self-talk? You can't, like, stress. That stress will lead to your happiness. You'd rather move forward and fail than stay stuck because you're scared of what will happen in the future. And what that does, like before I started my channel, I had a lot of anxiety. Anxiety is worrying about the future and stressing about what has not happened, while depression is stress about what has already happened. So I had a lot of anxiety. You're here with anxiety because of something that you don't know. It might go so well for you. Maybe that's your breakthrough. That is what should happen to you. But then we're so scared. We just want to stay we just want to be comfortable in situations that we are not satisfied about, as compared to going for what we want. And like in relationships, people are so scared. The reason people self-sabotage, if you find a guy who's treating you so good or a woman who's so nice, she's so wifey, you're scared that you will get hurt at some point, that it's too good, it will hurt me so much. But then you have to be vulnerable, you have to open up to fall in love. So when you find someone who opens up, you just close up. You get, hey, I don't want to get hurt. You have to, if you don't want to get hurt, then you will never experience what true love is, what really intimate love is. You have to open up. So, self-reflection. Reflect at opportunities that you didn't take, at chances that came and you ignored them. What would have happened if maybe you took them? Work towards becoming a better person by reflecting in your past and things you wish you did right, and do them right now. Do them right this time round. Also, as part of working towards your goal, make small significant changes. Don't start from making something so huge, making such a huge change, because it will be frustrating, it will get overwhelming for you, and you will stop. Kidogo kidogo. Like for example, for me, sometimes I can be chaotic. I want to do 1,000 things in a day. So I decided to be doing a to-do list, like call Mary, answer this email, go to the dry cleaner. Like I have a list of things. Start at least kukua na your list. Start even by organizing your desk in the office. If you have a problem meeting deadlines, you have a problem following up with clients, start even by writing, I need to follow up with this client. Organize even your desk. Make the small changes. Point is, what you're doing today is either helping you reach your goal or away from your goal. The choice is yours. And sometimes when you keep quiet, like when you have not made a choice, you've also made a choice of sticking in the situation that you're in. So make small changes. And the last one, lay out solid plans and goals. Lay out your plans. Have a plan. You want to lose 20 kgs in a year? Start by losing 3 in the first 3 months. Set even those milestones. Actually, milestones are good, so you can make progress a step at a time. Self-sabotage, like we sabotage our own goals, our own success. But number one, we have to feel we are worthy. We have to totally feel we are worthy that success, we are worthy that promotion, we are worthy of that relationship. For example, if you're looking at getting married, maybe like you're praying to God to give you a husband in 2 years, or you want to meet your soulmate, you have to have behavior and actions and a mindset that leads you towards that. You cannot be, you want to get a husband or you want a soulmate in 2 years time, and you're drinking every day and you're deep in debt and you are messing with other people's husbands. That is leading you away, because when you meet your soulmate, they will not date. When you meet someone, maybe someone who wants a wife as well, they will not want to marry someone with such behavior. So what you're doing today should lead you or away towards your goal. So thank you very much for watching. Let's meet at the comment section. I really appreciate your feedback. I appreciate your emails. I will still respond to them. I've responded to most of the DMs. Please let's keep doing this. Self-sabotage. Let's not shoot ourselves in the foot. Let's not be our own enemies, and let's not hinder our own progress. Treat yourself with love. Treat yourself with kindness. Be nice to yourself. Even if you feel it's okay, you will rise above it and you will move on. Just don't let chances go. Just because you're scared of temporary discomfort that would lead you to happiness. You know what I mean? So thank you for watching. Have a good afternoon and a blessed weekend ahead. Okay, moving forward, you guys, I will start doing 2 videos probably 2 weeks from now. I also will start doing sessions with my therapists, live sessions, you guys, where we get a topic for a particular day and we ask questions live, and I read your questions to her. So I'll also have interviews starting this December. I'm so excited about it. Thank you so much for your support. You've been watching Mudhoni's Mission. My name is Mudhoni.